Well, if you've ever heard coaches say that they have to own it, whether they, win, lose, or draw, our coach won early, so he gets the credit. And I think our seed will reflect that in a few minutes. We saw that on the table. So our goal was to seek to streamline the assistance that we were providing, and we were doing that among multiple churches. There were several churches, and we were doing it individually. We're taking individual applications from people who were in need. And to us, the process just felt very cumbersome, and it was, in some ways it felt sort of belittling to the people that were doing it. Ultimately, it wasn't, and it wasn't intended to be that way. So we wanted to see a way sort of around that. So coming here, we got very clear goals. We were coached into defining what it is that we wanted to do as a group, to identify that, and to say what the needs were. And in doing that, we went back into the community and began to have meetings, this idea of one-to-one, but basically going to different groups and saying, how can we do this together? So we were working with the Presbyterian Church, the Methodist Church, some with the Baptist Church, and just other groups in town, the Catholic Church that's in town as well. We were all working together. The needs were being met, but we were all spending a lot of time trying to make this all happen. So what ended up happening with us is that as we built these relationships, a ministry that I'm going to make that noise.
There it is.
I had to do it. Everybody else did it. So what we discovered was that there was a group that was doing something similar to this, and we were able to begin to partner with them. And as we came in, I basically went in through the front doors to introduce myself, and they said, "Are you here to help?" And I said, "Well, yes, I am." They said, "Well, good, because we've been waiting for you." They didn't know us specifically, but the comment was that we have been needing someone to help unload our truck on I think it's the first Thursday of every month, which is kind of my lowest day. So it worked out really well. I get to go there in the afternoons. All this to say, we unload 25,000 pounds of food, and a lot of these people that we were simply meeting in our office and trying to assist them with a little bit of utility help, a little bit of food help, we're now partnering with someone where we engage them at the point at which they're getting their needs met, because we were just a small part of getting the needs met. So now I actually get to build relationships with these people and spend time with them, and we're able to truly help them in a way where they're not running all over town getting all of the getting applications filled out to try and pay for $120, $150 utility bill and having to go to 4 or 5 sources for that. The other great benefit to this has been that as we have partnered with this group, it's called Hands of Mercy, and they've been doing this for a while. It's already an ecumenical group, and one of the great benefits of this is that Bishop John mentioned to us at one point the things that we can do together ecumenically, the things that we do have in common, we ought to do in common. And I thought that was a really pointed thing to have said in the midst of what we were trying to do, because he said, if you have some form of worship that you can do together, then we ought, because that'll have a lot to do with us being together again as a church. So this is just yet another outlet for that. So as we were able to identify all these things, we are working with Hands of Mercy, but what we're able to be now, because we're not spending so much time going through the process of taking application, we are now able to be a stopgap measure, us and the Presbyterian Church. When people come in and their utilities are about to be cut off that day, we've been able to hold funds in reserve, much as they've been able to do, and to be able to come in, and it's a large utility bill, they're about to be cut off. All the other methods of getting assistance are all closed. Now we're able to do that as a stopgap measure with them because we're so well organized with this other group. And so now they call us up and they say, "Hey, you know what our limitations are. You know that we can only offer this." They offer $50 for utilities. We pay the last $25. And they'll call me. They said, "We have a relationship with these folks. They have a very legitimate story. They truly are on hard times," because we have a lot of people that come through and lie to us trying to get help. But what happens is now we're empowered to actually go in and make a difference in their life and to shore them up in an area where we were not able to do before. So what we have done now is we're now regrouping, because this happened to us very early. We actually made this relationship transition in the fall. We're going to regroup and come up with whatever our next great plan is going to be able to do that. So again, like I say, the key to this is that we were empowered by partnering with other people in the community, being able to identify what our goals were and finding folks who had goals in common. So.